Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Today's video, I'm hoping will help somebody out. It is going to be how to get those perfect cuticle lines. I know so many people struggle with this, so I'm hoping this helps out some of those people. So I'm going to go over a couple of tools that are perfect for getting perfect cuticle lines. This is a water marble tool, and you can see it is nice and thin and pointy, which gets around that cuticle perfectly. This is your typical orange wood stick. This one is nice and sharp, but not all of them come that way. So if you get orange wood sticks and they're not super sharp, do not fret. Grab your hand file and just file around the tip of that orange wood stick and just kind of roll your fingers so that way it's getting around that whole tip. And you can see here it's nice and pointy. So that works out very well. Orange wood sticks are what you mostly see to get those perfect cuticle lines, but you can use all different types of tools, as you can see here. This is a dotting tool. In comparison to the water marble tool and the orange wood stick, it is still pretty thin. I don't reach for this often, but I just wanted to show the different types of tools that can be used to achieve that perfect cuticle line. Now, prep is also very important. This is a cuticle pusher. You're going to want to make sure that your cuticles are pushed back. You do not want your cuticles in the way, because then you will not be able to achieve that perfect cuticle line. You're going to want to flip your cuticle pusher over and just kind of scrape off anything that may be left on the nail plate. Or an e-file can be used to also achieve this. This is just your average diamond cylinder bit. And what I will use this for is to go around the cuticle. And what it does is it pushes back that cuticle for you and also removes anything that may be left on the nail plate, which is very important. And then this ball bit I will use to go around the outside of the cuticle, so more on the skin. If I have any hangnails, I will get it with this. If there's any cuticle that needs to be clipped off, I will remove it with that ball bit. I don't like to use nippers, so I will use the ball bit. So you can achieve the cuticle pushing and removing with multiple tools as well. And I do have my UNT Peel Base applied. I have one coat of this on. If you want your manicure to last, you would definitely skip this step. So I'm going to be using my Mama Makes Her Own Dips products today. I'm going to be using her liquids and her dip powders. I have Northern Lights and Merida here. Merida is this beautiful tealish blue color, and the Northern Lights is this gorgeous glitter with blues and black and teal, and it's just so beautiful. So that color there was Merida, and then this is Northern Lights. I wanted to do a flat color and a glitter color, and not a shimmer or a real fine glitter. I wanted to do a glitter that was a little bit more thick. That way I can show how to get that perfect cuticle line with different types of dip powders and different types of products. Now, with that being said, perfect cuticle lines is so much more than just using a tool to go around your cuticles or filing, shaping, and buffing. The liquids and how you apply them are going to have a serious part in how your cuticles look by the end of your manicure. So I'm going to go in with Merida on my pointer and my middle finger. And this is just going to be a simple mani because I really wanted to focus on that perfect cuticle line. So with our base, we really want to apply this in a way that helps us get that perfect cuticle line instead of making it harder. So you're going to want to make sure you do not have too much base on your brush. And I'm leaving this first dip in real time so that way you can see. I start at about halfway on the nail and then I slowly move my way back as I'm dragging the product down. That way, by the time I get to the cuticle, it's the least amount of product. And as you're working your way back, you do not want to touch that cuticle. You want to get as close to your cuticle as you can without touching it. And then you can take your tool and then you'll just go around your cuticle and your sidewall and you'll drag out any excess product that is there. And sometimes it's just a little bit of powder buildup in the sidewalls. Maybe your cuticle line doesn't even really need to be touched all that much. And if that's the case, that means you applied your base perfectly. So you can see here, that cuticle line is perfect. It goes all the way around. I'm not touching the cuticle. It's beautiful. And that's our first dip. So I'm going to be using all of these tools that I showed you. So that way you can see them in action and how they clean out that cuticle line. That way, if you don't have any of these tools, you can choose what you think will work best for you. So again, you start in the middle of that nail. You slowly start to work your way back towards that cuticle, making sure that the majority of the product hits the middle of the nail. Because when you first drop your brush, that is where the majority of your dip base is going to go. So if you put it at your cuticle first, you risk the chance of flooding your cuticle, and that is not going to help you get perfect cuticle lines. So I am using the dotting tool right now. You can see that that went around the cuticle and the sidewalls perfectly. I do not reach for the dotting tool in my regular manicures. It is available. I've seen other people use it, but you can see there, it got around that cuticle perfectly. So you can use whatever tools you have accessible to you, as long as they're nice and thin at the tip and you can really get in between that nail and the cuticle. It's very important that the tool you are using is nice and thin, because if it's too thick, it'll give you that look of almost like grown out nails, and nobody likes that look. So now I'm using the water marble tool. This one and the orange wood stick are my personal favorites. That's usually what I reach for. So you can see here, this is nice and thin. This gets super close to the cuticle and gives you that perfect tiny little margin between the dip powder and your cuticle line. So that's perfect. So as you can see, I'm going in with my second dip here. I start towards the middle of the nail. I slowly work that product back towards the cuticle. That way it's nice and thin back there, and it's not too much product that could potentially flood that cuticle. If you flood your cuticle, it's okay. You can fix it. Use your tool, get as much out as you possibly can. But filing, shaping, and buffing really helps with that perfect cuticle line as well. So there are many steps to making sure you get a perfect cuticle. And I think it's important to know all of those steps. That's why I really wanted to make this video, and it's a little bit longer than my normal videos, because I really wanted to get in depth and I wanted you guys to see how I achieve perfect cuticle lines and how you can achieve those same perfect cuticle lines. So as you can see here, I am clear capping my 2 solid nails. I do like to do this before going in with a glitter. I will activate them as well. So you just dip in your clear, and again, you apply your base the same way. Start in the middle of the nail. That way the majority of that product is in the middle, and then you can drag it down and slowly work your way back. Once you get your first layer down, it's much easier to not get too close to the cuticle, because you've already created a line that is raised up a little bit. So you can just kind of keep it right at that line. If you need to go a little bit further back, you can. And then, you're not touching that cuticle. So that's the best way I can advise that you apply your base, because not only are the tools important and what you use at the end to file is important, but the way you apply your base is very, very, very important in achieving those perfect cuticle lines. So now you can see I am activating these 2 nails, and then we are going to go in with Northern Lights, the glitter dip. You can see there the cuticles are already looking really great, and that is because of the way we were applying our base and keeping it nice and clean by that cuticle line. So now we're going to go in with Northern Lights, and we're going to do this the exact same way. I'm going to use all 3 tools so you can see them all in action. Like I said, normally I would use the orange wood stick or the water marble tool. I don't usually use the dotting tool, but it is usable. So again, we start in the middle of that nail, work the product up, and then we slowly work it back towards that cuticle. I know I keep saying that, it's very redundant, but it's very important. It really does help in achieving that perfect cuticle line. So as you can see there, the glitter is laying beautifully. It's not a very, it's a fine glitter, but it's not super fine as some glitters I've worked with. So it is a little bit chunkier, but by no means is it a chunky glitter. I chose this one because I wanted you to see a flat color and a glitter color used to achieve that perfect cuticle line. Applying that base really does make a difference. It makes that cleanup and achieving that line so much easier. So do not forget that step. All of the steps included are very important. It is what will give you that perfect cuticle line that everybody strives for. So I have sped this up a little bit for the sake of time, but I have showed it multiple times. I do believe you are getting the idea. So I am going to do the second dip of this beautiful glitter, and then I will also clear cap this, and then I will be back for filing and all that good stuff. So I'm going to let you guys watch for a few minutes, and then I will be back. Okay, so now we're going to get into the filing portion of getting those perfect cuticle lines. There are many different tools and types of files that can be used for this. The e-file I just showed you is what I normally use, but I want to show you different types of hand files and how they can all be used to achieve the same thing, which is those perfect cuticle lines that we're all looking for. So this type of file here, it has a nice curve to it, which makes getting around that cuticle edge easy, very, very easy. So see how it just is curling right around that cuticle line perfectly. Basically what you'll do is you will put the file in that little margin between, and you'll just go around the cuticle. So with a flat edge, you do the same thing. It's just not curved. So you place it like I just showed on camera, and you just very gently go around that cuticle. And I'm using the 180 side of this file because I don't want it to be too rough. So you can see there, it went around the cuticle beautifully. It cupped in that little margin perfectly. Same as the banana file did. So you can see there, the banana file and the straight file gave you the same result. Now this is an ergo file. This is the Sparkle Infusion ergo file. They made this with Bonafide Beauty. So this is a Bonafide Beauty ergo file, and you'll use this curved edge. This is the only part of the ergo file that is an actual file. The rest of it is just nice soft glass. So as it glides around that cuticle, it doesn't hurt your skin. It is just getting the dip powder, and it gets right around that cuticle perfectly. So I'm going to show you on this nail that hasn't been touched yet by any other file. I'm going to show you just how nicely it tucks into that cuticle line. Now, you can get the version of this off of Amazon, or you can get this one from sparkleinfusion.com. Both links will be in the description box below. So I'm showing you with the straight file again because I know not everybody has a curved file. You can achieve perfect cuticle lines with any type of hand file as long as you tuck it nicely in between the nail and the cuticle, and you go around your cuticle and you just follow the cuticle, go around it and just be gentle because you can cut your skin, and we don't want that. So you can see that cuticle is looking flawless. They all are. And I haven't even touched my e-file yet. So now I'm going to show you how you can achieve a perfect cuticle line with an e-file. I turn mine up to about 8 because I don't want it to be too abrasive. And again, same as the hand file, you're just going to want to take the edge of that bit and put it right in that little margin between your cuticle and the dip powder. And you're just going to bring it around that cuticle line, tuck it in there nicely, bring it around. And then what I like to do, because it doesn't get as much as the hand file does, so I like to smooth it out as it comes down. That way there's no harsh ledge. And you can see there, perfect cuticle line. So I'm going to do the rest of the filing off camera. Here, I'm just showing you the different types of hand files again, and the ones that are curved. This one here is the first one I use. It's 150, 150. This one is 100, 180. And this one here is also 100, 180. I definitely recommend using the 180 side of those. The 151 is amazing. And then you have that ergo file, and then you have your e-file. So you have many different options to achieve that perfect cuticle line. And as you can see on all of my nails, they all look great. So like I said, I'm going to finish filing off camera. I just wanted to show you the cuticle portion and how to get that perfect cuticle line. So now we are getting into my favorite part, top coat. I finished my filing off camera. You could see there all of my cuticles look great. I'm going to just kind of clean off any dust that's there. I really want you guys to see how those cuticle lines are looking after all the steps we took. Do you see how perfect they are? None of them are touching my skin. There's a nice thin margin in between the nail and the cuticle. They're all perfect. Every single one of them looks amazing. It's not on the skin. There's not a big hump or ledge there. So as you can see, all of the steps that we took created a beautiful cuticle line. I'm going in with my gel top coat this time. So I'm going to apply a gel base because sometimes I experience peeling with my gel top coat. Not usually, but sometimes I do. And I really love this mani, so I wanted it to last as long as the peel base will allow them to stay. So I'm applying that gel base coat first. And even though we're finished our manicure, our cuticle line still wants to remain perfect even after top coat. So applying top coat is also important in how you apply it. You want to make sure you do not touch your cuticle. If you get any product on your cuticles, you will end up experiencing lifting. So now that the base coat has been cured for 30 seconds, I'm going to go in with my iGel Beauty No Cleanse top coat. You guys know that this is one of my favorite gel top coats. So I'm applying this, and again, I start in the middle of the nail, so that way the majority of the product is placed in the middle, and then I slowly start to work it back. And then I don't end up with a bunch of gel all flooded in my cuticles, and I don't have to worry about cleaning that up and having a mess of my cuticles that I just worked so hard at making sure they looked perfect. So once I'm done with my top coat, I'm going to cure that for 60 seconds in my UV LED light. And once those are done, I'm going to show you just how nice the cuticle lines look once they're all top coated and they're shiny and beautiful and all of that good stuff. I really hope that this video allowed you guys to learn some new techniques, and I really hope that you love the colors I used, because I know I do. If you haven't checked out Mama Makes Her Own Dips, make sure you do. All of her information will be in the description box, her Etsy shop, her Facebook group, and her Instagram. And you guys can see, look at this. So shiny. The nails are perfect. The cuticles look great. So this is proof. Taking the necessary steps will absolutely help you achieve perfect cuticle lines. So per usual, I'm going to wrap this mani up with my Candi Skincare Cuticle Oil. This is poolside ice. I do have a discount code for Candi Skincare as well. It will be in the description box. If you haven't tried her out, or you have and you just need more oils, make sure you head on over to her website and check her out. And make sure you head on over to Mama Makes Her Own Dips, her Etsy shop. She has so many beautiful dip powders, and I do have a discount code so you can save yourself a couple dollars. Who doesn't love that? I am just taking a little bit of rubbing alcohol and just wiping off the actual nail, because the cuticle oil does make it not as shiny. I saw Marla Chris doing this, so I have been doing it, and look at how much better they look. My cuticles are nice and rehydrated after all of the work we just did to them, and the nails look amazing. I really hope that you guys learned something from this video. I get a lot of questions about cuticles and how to get them perfectly, so I really wanted to do this video for you guys, and I wanted to show you the different types of tools that can be used to help clean up the cuticle area If you use any of these tools, comment below. Let me know which one is your favorite and if you're going to try any of the other tools. If you guys enjoyed this video, I truly hope that you will give me a thumbs up. It helps me out. I love hearing from you guys. So comment below. Let me know if you learned anything. And if you're not already subscribed, I really hope you'll consider subscribing and turn your notifications on so you can be notified when I upload and you can be notified when my giveaway videos go up. So I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today, and I hope I see you in the next one. I love you guys. Bye.